Hello everybody, it's Jennifer. How are you? Listen, we're on the playground right now. For those of you that are on the playground all the time, just welcome. And for those of you who just joined the playground and who are new, I am so excited that you're here. It's awesome. Make sure you share your favorite stuff. Make sure you share videos that inspire you. Make sure you share your comments and questions. And if you really want to milk the TWA playground for all it's friggin' worth, make sure you comment on the question of the week on Monday, and watch the movie or read the book of the week that we do on Fridays so that you can jump in. And I'm telling you, it's all about activating deeper truths. If you have not yet given our YouTube channel a subscribe, please do. So that's at youtube.com/The Wide Awakening. Da, da, da. Okay, it's on. So you've probably heard me say before, the issue is not the issue. That you make it the issue is the issue. Let me say that again. Really take this in. Breathe for a second. Because it actually will change your life if you can get it. If you can really get it. The issue is not the issue. So the item that you're making really serious, that you have to address, that you're constantly thinking about and trying to fix all by yourself, that issue is not the issue. You analyzing it, you dragging it all over the floor and slapping it against the wall and talking to your friends about it and trying to co-conspire for solutions because it's just the issue, that issue is never the issue. But the fact that you make it the issue because of physics, which is what we're about to talk about, is really the issue. If you have never seen me before in your life, which I doubt if you're here, but if you haven't, I'm Jennifer Hough, and I can tell you that my life has been given to through a series of crazy wakened dreams. My life was really all about trying to work up the corporate ladder until I got really sick, and I realized that life was not about that, and I felt called by something else, and that something else was fulfillment and the reason I was born. And so that's what has me be here sharing these stories with you. So please pass these stories on. As I said, this is all about awakening humanity to the fact that something else is possible. There's another operating system. It has nothing to do with survival. And today's subject is no exception to that flow of teaching. So again, the issue is not the issue. That you made it the issue is the issue. What does that mean to you? I'm going to share an example in a second. First, I'm going to explain it. I'm going to explain the physics of it. And at the end, I'm going to give you a little bit of homework to do. And I'm going to sum it up so you can really get it embodied in your cells rather than make it this mental construct. Somehow you're mentalizing it. What if you could just embody that you could let go of things that drive you nuts, that you think you have to figure out yourself? Okay? What if, you know how sometimes you get a hold of something, you can't seem to let it go, and you go down the grease line slippery slope to hell? Have you ever done that? With the issue. Okay. So, here's how it works. Then I'm going to tell a story. Then I'm going to give you the pragmatic homework, which helps you embody it. That's what we're going to do today. I'm not interested in giving you the intellectual information. If you're interested in intellectual information, this is not the place to be. If you're interested in actually changing your operating system permanently, then you are in the right place. Because intellectual information does not change lives. Here we go. Why is the issue not the issue? And why is making it the issue the issue? Because in physics, I'm going to give you an example. In physics, I was in the airport the other day, and my metaphysical self, okay, the part of me that is the space between the atoms, the part of me that was energetic, connected to the entire universe, was very upset because I was making the issue that my flight that was originally supposed to be at 6 o'clock was now at 8:30. And then it got changed from 8:30 to 11:30. And then the 11:30 flight did not get me in to see my lovely friends who are actually right here beside me. Here, I'll show you. There's Jeannie and there's Kiva, okay? And I really wanted to hang out with them all day. And I had plans to hang out with them all day. But I couldn't do it because my flight was delayed and delayed and delayed. And I went to Delta, I went to United, I went to American Airlines. I would have gone to Virgin Airlines if there was one in the airport, but it wasn't happening. And I was forcing everything. So I was making the issue the issue. Have you ever forced things? You ever just wanted an outcome and you just kept chewing on it like a dog with a bone? You ever had something that wouldn't go away? Maybe you're still having it with a relative, with a relationship, and you're trying to figure it out. And you keep talking to your friends about it. You keep delving into it with people, trying to analyze it like analyzing it is going to get you somewhere. The problem is when you do that, you actually expand on its brokenness. You do not expand on the solution. You have to get out of the way of the universe. See, the universe, as soon as you have a problem, already created at least 100 solutions. So when you make the issue, you actually tell the universe that you're more interested in the problem than you are in the solution. What's essential is actually stepping out of the way of the issue. If you understand physics, you know that consciousness just wants you to fly and be free and flow and expand and create upon creation and be that magnificent being that you came here to be. That's all that consciousness wants for you, because that's how consciousness rolls. That's how it rolls. It itself is always creating upon itself. You're just a particle of it. So your natural state is to be in flow. So when you're not in flow, it's like dropping the issue as the issue so that the solutions can present. Does that make sense to you guys? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. So what happened in my airplane story? Well, I'll tell you how cosmic it was. I sat down and I'm like, I'm getting exhausted. I feel so tired. You know, I got up so early in the morning to get here for 8:30 in the morning when the time got changed. I don't drink coffee, but I just was like, I just want to feel better. So I let go of the issue and I said, I want to feel better. First solution, go and get a coffee. Don't drink coffee, felt better instantly. That's the solution that arose. I was like, oh my God, I do feel better. My focus is better. Okay, what's the easiest path? Take the 11:30, which is now the 12:30, and just get on the 12:30. So I got on the 12:30 and as it turns out, completely full flight, except for the seat beside me. Now, I had purchased a business class flight, which was quite expensive, but they had no business class seats. So then what happened was I got my upgrade because I had no one beside me. So now I had an empty seat beside me. By the way, that's a real sign for me when I get empty seats on a completely full plane. Then the next thing that happens is I get on the second flight from Dulles Airport to Boston, and the guy beside me realizes that there's two empty seats behind me, and he moves, and I have another empty seat beside me, and I get the whole flight with an empty seat beside me. And I'm like, oh, this is really grooving. See, I stopped making it wrong. I stopped making the issue that I'm not seeing my friends, I'm not playing with my girlfriends. I stopped. But that's not, when you really follow the threads of consciousness instead of making the issue, I want to tell you the miracle that happens. So then I get out of the second airport. My bag is the first one down. I'm not in first class. I get a refund on my first class ticket. My bag is the first one down. I'm not even in first class. I take the bag, I go outside, and there's this man that says, let me show you to where you want to go to this, bus terminal. I jump on the bus to the bus terminal, and then I realize from my friend who's texted me earlier in the day that I'm supposed to go to this other bus place, and I read that before this bus that's going outside the airport finishes getting outside the airport. And all of a sudden I realize I have to stop the bus, and I ask the driver and I say, how do I get to this C&J place? He said, well, it's right here. You caught me just before we left the airport. I get off the bus. By the way, I would not have found it without having been on this bus that was going to the wrong place. I get off. There's another bus waiting, C and J, and I keep getting this intuition that's the bus I'm supposed to be on, but it's not the sign on the front of the bus. So I go and ask the driver, are you going to this place? He says, no. I realize I have the wrong word. I go, are you going to this place? He says, yes, but we're about to leave. I said, you're about to leave? He goes, yes, I'm the last bus. Now, I wouldn't have caught this bus if I had not caught the first bus by mistake on purpose. I get on that bus, which is the last bus to where I'm going, which would have been like probably a $200 friggin' Uber ride. And I sit down beside a woman, and I start talking to the woman. It's the only choice to sit on the entire bus. It's as though someone orchestrated me taking those 2 late airplane flights, and she had one empty seat beside her just so I could sit beside her, because she was a flight attendant who had rods in her back exactly the way my sweetie had. And then the last 3 days she had been talking to someone about doing stem cells, and my husband had just done stem cells and they saved his life, and she wanted to know if it worked or not, and I had that information. And then she got sent some nutritional information. I have a nutrition background. I got to tell her all about the product that someone told her to take, whether or not to take it, and I gave her the connections to the people who do the right kind of stem cells for her back issue. And then I said, someone near to you has died recently, didn't they? And she said, yes, how did you know? I said, there's no way that the amount of orchestration that happened could happen unless it was completely guided. And the fact that I'm sitting next to you with the perfect information for exactly what you're looking for, if someone that you love didn't pass recently and guide me all the way to you. And I want you guys to know that your entire life is being orchestrated the exact same way. So this woman and I are now texting back and forth, and she is going to get the help she needs for her back. And it was completely 100% totally in flow. And sometimes, you guys, sometimes your journey is not about you. Sometimes it's about all of us, and sometimes it's about affirmation that you're on the right track. So the issue is not the issue. That you make it the issue is the issue, and that's what you miss out on. The fulfillment, the contribution, the sense of awe, the magic, the alchemy of being in the present moment and what's possible. Who knows if she'll take Get Out of Your Way? Who knows all the other miracles that will happen because we met? But then I got to my friends in perfect timing, and I'm so happy. So I want you to know that learning how to live that way is not that hard. And me telling it to you intellectually is not the same as embodying it. And there are skill sets to be able to flow with what presents. It's a completely different operating system. It's one of thriving. So I'm just so grateful that you guys are such champions of your journey forward. And I hope this has activated you a little bit. I'm going to give you some homework. Your homework is to actually start to notice. This is just stage 1 homework, right? Start to notice where you make the issue the issue. Okay, start to track because the first step is awareness. Where are you making the issue in your life? Where you're like a dog with the bone trying to figure it out by yourself instead of being orchestrated by greater wisdom. If you want to master this skill, if you're ready and it's time, then just go to thewideawakening.com/going direct. It's about going direct with your greater wisdom, and find out more about the program that we're teaching in March. At very least, start this homework, and at very most, we'd love to see you in March to download the new operating system. And in the meantime, just roll around in this concept. Just let yourself roll around, share the videos so that people in your lives that are like a dog with a bone might be assisted a little bit. It's possible to live in that much flow. I so am inspired to share how to do that. And I love you guys, and I can't wait to see you next time. I'm giving you a great big hug. Pass it on. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Big hugs. Bye.